So starting in a seated or lay down, whichever's best. If you can practice near a wall or a seat or a couch, something which we're going to do quite a few inversions. So we're going to get the legs up so that we can create a really relaxed feeling for the body this evening. So cushions and blanket as usual. And then if you are in a seated position, seeing if you can lift the flesh from the bum so that the sitting bones are nice and grounded, or proper cushion on the back of the hips, and then just find a comfortable place for the feet. If you are laid down, then I'd recommend just a little bend in the knee, just to keep the awareness in the body and not to go too much into relaxation before we start. So we're going to do a 1 hour yin practice, and I've put this one together to be very restorative for sleep. So it's very focused on the poses that could give us that natural sleepy feeling, which is if like you've had a chamomile tea or me it's red wine. If I had a glass of red wine, it feels really, really relaxing. So that kind of feeling, but doing it obviously just with the breath and the movements. So starting in a place of stillness, if you're seated, just find your hands onto your knees with the palms face down. If you lay down, then hands either side with the palms face towards the earth. And I want you to close down the eyes. And before we come to any practice, always starting in stillness, but especially this evening, we're doing a practice to try and kind of cultivate that sleepy feeling. So not trying to force anything too quickly, starting to just arrive at the practice with the eyes closed, just start to check in with what's happening today in the body, starting to bring your awareness to any sensations in the body, any tiredness, any aches, maybe a feeling of nice, intense, relaxed Sunday feeling. And just start to notice any kind of patter in the mind. And we're doing this at the start of practice so we can acknowledge it. We're not trying to ignore any thoughts. We're not trying to push them away. We're just bringing our awareness to the practice. And then with the eyes closed, I want you to just mentally take a scan of the body from the top of the head, working your way down, all the way to the tips of the toes. And then we're going to start to connect in with the breath. So taking a deep inhale in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale out through the nose. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Let the body be soft as you hold the breath. And then exhale out. And again, inhaling deeply through the nose. Really feel the belly and the ribs expanding as you breathe in. Hold the breath at the top. Notice if you're clenching your jaw when you hold your breath, see if you can relax it. And then exhale, release. Inhaling deeply through the nose. Hold at the top. Exhale, release. And I want you to do 5 more of them at your own pace. So taking a deep inhale through the nose. Holding the breath in complete stillness and silence. And then exhale and release. Continuing at your own pace. Seeing if you can inhale for a little bit longer each time you take a breath in. If the eyes have opened, then just gently close them. And if you get any thoughts while we do this breathing exercise, just gently bring the awareness back to the breath. Taking one more deep inhale in. Hold the breath. Exhale out. We're going to do quite a lot of breath exercises this evening, but seeing if you can keep your inhale and exhale really extended. So if you're laying down, then gently pushing yourself up to a seated position. If you're in a seated position already, then if you've got your legs crossed, just want you to change over the legs. So whichever leg went on top, automatically change it over to the other leg. Again, proper cushion in the back of the hips if that feels right, or just lift the bum cheeks up so the hips are nice on the floor. Hands are going to come to the knees, and then we're just going to start to take the body to the left and then we're going to take it to the right. So on the inhale, take the body to the left, keep the legs nice and heavy. On the exhale, take it to the right. So as if we're kind of C-shaping the spine from the left to the right, a bit like a wave. You can keep the eyes open if that feels better. If you feel dizzy or anything, keep them open, or see if you can close the eyes and just let the breath move the body from left to right. So before we come to the really deep relaxation poses, we're just trying to release any tension in the side body. So hands can stay on the knees, or if it helps, you can take the arms out either side, and then as you inhale left, reach with the hand, and then exhale right, reach to the right. Continuing this, a few more rounds of breath each side. Seeing if you can make it nice and fluid, so making the moves nice and smooth. And then when you're ready, gently back to center, hands coming back to the knees. Hands are going to come to prayer. Thumbs are going to come to the chest bone. So really push the thumb into the chest bone, but keep the hands pressed into each other so there's a bit of resistance. And then just start to notice the spine. Notice if the spine is nice and long. So we want a nice long spine in the pose. So sitting nice and tall. Gently lower your gaze towards your hands. Before we go into this yin practice, I want you to set yourself an intention, something that you're working towards, maybe a feeling you want to cultivate in the practice, maybe a part of the body you want to give a little bit TLC, or maybe just to shake up the energy and step away from any Sunday night anxiety or lockdown anxiety and just start to feel a more relaxed feeling on a Sunday night. Whatever your intention is, just repeat that silently in your mind. And if the mind starts to wander for the next hour, just bring your awareness back to that intention. And then when you're ready, on the inhale, release the hands either side. You're going to sweep the hands up towards the sky in prayer. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring it back down to the heart. Inhale, reach up. On the exhale this time, I want you to bring the hands down to the heart, but then you're going to lean forward with the chest as if you're coming towards the ground in front of you. If you've got your legs, you can keep your legs crossed, or you can place that in front of you, whichever feels easiest. I want you to release the hands to the ground and wherever they fall. So if your forearms can reach the floor and you can fold over, you might need to release your legs. Or if you're a little bit higher, that's fine. Just keep the hands onto the mat. And then I want you to tuck your chin to the chest. I want you to close the eyes. And then I want you to notice if the spine is stayed straight. So quite often we can start to round into these poses. See if you can keep a nice straight spine and then start to fold over a little bit more. Close the eyes and let's come back to the breath. Let's take a deep breath in together through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. And exhale out. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. And exhale. This time on the inhale, I want you to make your spine nice and long. Hold the breath. And then on the exhale, just see if your heart can be pulled a little bit further towards the ground, like a magnet. Take 2 breaths here at your own pace. So you pick the depth of the breath. And then on the next inhale, gently walk the hands back up. Keep the hands on the floor, or if they're not reaching the floor, just the top of the feet or the knees. And then keep your left hand on the ground. I want you to just gently release the right hand to the side. So the body very gently twisting to the right. So nice and gentle twist this evening. Right hand's going to come back to the floor and then change with the left hand. So we look to the left, release the left hand. We'll do this with the breath. So on the inhale, both hands come to the ground. On the exhale, right hand goes to the right and we look towards the right hand. Exhale back to the ground. Sorry, inhale back to the ground. Exhale left to left. Inhale, center. Exhale right. And then take this at your own pace. So with the inhale, the hands come in front of you. With the exhale, you're just twisting the upper body and the arm either side. Again, you can close the eyes here if that feels nice. Just make sure you don't feel dizzy. If you do, then just gently break them open. Taking one more on each side, on the left and the right. And then when you're ready, very gently bringing your spine back up to neutral. And then before we come down to the mat, the majority of this practice is going to be laying down on the mat. We're just going to do one more stretch into the side body to release any tension. So on the inhale, I want you to put your left hand on the ground and let's slide it away from the body. And then we're going to start to do big circles with that right shoulder. So inhale the arm forward, take it clockwise in a really big circle. See if you can isolate the right shoulder. So keep the rest of the body nice and still. And then on the inhale, sweep the arm up. On the exhale, finish that circle. Taking it really wide. Imagining as you inhale, reach up, and then as you exhale, imagine you're trying to show your armpit off, so you're getting a little bit deeper into the stretch. Take the arm as far back as you can without any pain. And then we're going to start to change direction. So one more big circle, and then we're going to go clockwise. So this time the arm goes back behind us and then forward. So anti-clockwise. Just start to notice any sensations in the shoulder. If the neck's not very happy here, then just gently look to the left hand. Remembering the deep breaths. One more really big circle with that right arm. And then you're just going to drag that right arm over to the right. And for a second, just place the hands either side of the body, close down the eyes, and just start to scan to the left and the right arm. Notice any difference, any tingling sensations, any kind of fresh energy we can feel rush to that right arm. And then keep the eyes closed if that's comfortable, or gently blink them open. On the inhale, reach that right arm away from you. You don't need to be far away. You can literally just be to the side of the body. The main aim here is that we're getting a nice big circle with that left shoulder. So the further you go away from you, the further you'll get a stretch into the side body. So taking nice big circles with that left shoulder. Remembering to look to the right hand if the neck doesn't feel very happy. So if I look up here, it puts quite a bit of pressure on the back of my neck. So gently looking down, just find where's right for you. So moving with the breath, really releasing into the shoulders and the side body. Taking 2 more circles. And then after the next circle, you're going to change direction. So I've just started clockwise. I'm going to change to go anti-clockwise. Again, remembering to take the nice big circles. You might have a couple of clicks. As long as you're not in pain, then that should be okay. Actually feels quite nice to have a couple of clicks and sometimes be realigned. Take 2 more big circles. And then when you're ready, gently use that left hand to gently come back up to a neutral spine again. And then we're going to come down to the mat, but before we do that, we're just going to release the legs in front of us. Flex the feet, and you're just going to start to hammer the back of the legs onto the ground. So kind of like bouncing the legs onto the ground in front of you, with the bent knee. And then gently release the legs. And then I just want you to tap the right thigh. So with the palm of the hand, start to just tap on the top of the right thigh. And then bending the knee so you can go underneath. And then working your way down to the right shin, the right calf, and then the right foot. Gently straightening that right leg. Gently starting to tap the left leg this time. So really use the palm to get full parts of the left thigh, and then up to the left thigh, the left shin, under the left calf, and then the left foot. And then gently release both legs. And then we're going to come back down to the mat. Turn around. We're going to come down to the mat. You're going to see if you can use your hands like brakes. Keep a bend in the knee, and then just gently release the back of the mat. Now as your head falls to the ground, I want you to walk your shoulders away from your ears so the spine is nice and long. And then you're going to place your left hand on top of the belly button, and the right hand's going to come on top of the heart. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can have both hands over the belly button instead. Keep a bend in the knee and just walk the feet close enough to the body so that the knees can release in and knock against each other, and just gently relax. And then we're going to connect with the breath here as we start to go towards the longer hold, the poses. So we're going to start to be holding the poses for between 2 and 4 minutes. So the breath is going to be our best friend here by keeping our focus and letting us get a little bit more space in the pose. So on the inhale, inhale through the nose, but see if you can really send the belly send the breath to the belly. You can feel the hands rise as you inhale. Hold at the top, and then exhale, feel the belly fold. And again, inhale deeply through the nose, feel the belly rise. Hold at the top, and then exhale, feel the belly fold. If the eyes are open, I want you to close the eyes. I want you to inhale deeply through the nose, as if you're taking in fresh energy, oxygenating the body. And then when you get to the top, hold the breath, soften the throat, soften the forehead, and then exhale, release the breath. One more, take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold at the top. And then exhale, release. Gently releasing the hands either side of the body. Hug the knees into the chest, but see if you can keep the hands away from the body. And then I want you to just start to rock the knees from side to side. So you can put your hands on your knees if you need to, but see if you can do it without, so that we're really getting into the back of the hips with the weight of the legs. So just rocking from side to side. And then I want you to slow the rocks down a little bit. So see if you can maybe rock over onto the left and pause for a second, and then rock over to the right. So seeing if you can slow down the movements as if you're going in slow motion. Close the eyes so we're not distracted by anything in the room. 2 more rocks either side. And then when you're ready, gently finding your neutral point, release the feet back down to the mat. And then I want you to keep the left knee bent and the left foot in the mat. And we're just going to straighten that right foot towards the sky. So the great thing with inversions here, they're really good for just before bedtime to change any perception or kind of change any energy flow, particularly if we're feeling a little bit energetic at night. So releasing the right foot towards the sky. Imagine you're trying to push something away with that right foot, straightening the leg if you can. If you can't, that's fine, just get it as straight as you can. And then in the inhale, I want you to bring that knee towards the chest and give it a hug. And then in the exhale, you're going to straighten that right leg, release the hands to the ground. Inhale, bring that knee in. Exhale, push it away. Option to continue with the hands, or option to try it with the hands staying on the floor. Just inhale, bend. Exhale, push away. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push. One more, inhale. Exhale. On the next one, we're going to hold. So you're going to inhale, bring the knee towards the chest. See if you can hold the breath there. And then exhale, release the foot towards the sky. And then I want you to pause there with the leg as straight as you can and take 2 really deep breaths in. So the breath is yours to control, always anyway, but especially in the yoga practice. So just see if you can really connect to the deeper breath. And then gently release that foot back down to the ground. Close down the eyes and just notice any difference between the left and the right leg. On the inhale, gently straighten that left leg towards the sky this time. Exhale there. And then on the inhale, take that knee towards the chest, hug the knee. On the exhale, straighten towards the sky. Inhale, left knee comes into chest. Exhale, straighten. Option to keep doing that with the hands, or see if you can leave the hands by the side and just move with the breath as you inhale, straighten and bend the leg. If you get any tightness in the back of the legs here, just use the breath to help the body soften. Taking one more. And then on the next one, we're going to hold. So inhale the knee towards the chest. Hold the breath, soften the shoulder blades into the mat. And then when you can't hold the breath any longer, exhale, release that foot out towards the sky. Take another deep breath here. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, gently release that foot back down to the mat. And then on the inhale, I want you to take the hands towards the sky. And then on the exhale, you're going to take them towards the ground at the top of the head. On the inhale, the hands are going to come up in front of the face. And then on the exhale, the back of the hands are going to go into the floor above the head. So getting a bit of a stretch for the side of the shoulders here. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands above the head. Close down the eyes. I want you to move through this pose as if it's one fluid movement. So try not to pause either way as you inhale up. And then as soon as you inhale, exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Move at your own pace. Maybe taking it really slow for the count of 5. Or a little bit quicker if that feels right for you. Taking 2 more of these. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then on the next one, we're going to hold. So on the inhale, hands are going to come towards the sky in front of the face. Hold there. Keep the body completely still. And then exhale, release the hands. This time, let the hands go onto the floor behind the head. Close down the eyes if they've opened. Reminder to check back in with your intention that you set at the start of class. The mind is starting to wander. Try not to be too self-critical or frustrated. Just acknowledge that that's what minds do. We're just going to bring the awareness back to the breath. Gently release the hands either side of the body this time. And then in the inhale, I want you to straighten that right leg. And then you're going to bend the right leg, put the right foot on the left knee. So the right knee is going to come out to the side. And then I want you to use your right hand and let's just bounce that right knee. So starting to release into the right hip here. And then when you're ready, release that right hand to the side. Your hands will come out like a T, or you can cactus them out either side of the mat. And then you're going to let that right foot fall over to the left. If this isn't right for your hips, or if you've got any issues with your knees, you can bring your knees together, get them as close to the chest as you can, and then release them over to the left. The right foot on top of the left thigh just gives a bit more of a dynamic stretch for the right hip. We're going to look over towards the right hand, and you want you to check in with the right hip here. So it might be automatically trying to move, trying to keep us upright, or trying to, I'm not really sure what's happening because it's in the pose. See if you can just, with the breath, switch off that right hip. Close down the eyes, take some deep breaths in, and deep breath out. Using the hold to go a little bit further in the pose. So take a deep breath in through the nose. At the top of the breath, let's hold the breath. Remind ourselves the legs can be heavy. And then on the exhale, just let that right hip completely relax. Notice any changes in the body as you tell yourself and your body to relax. Notice if you feel any tension, just gently release. Continue here with deep breath in, holding the breath, and exhale for 2 more rounds. And then after your next exhale, first of all, we're going to bring the head back to neutral. And then you're going to use the hand on the right knee and see if you can just gently guide it back to center. And then I want you to take that left foot to the sky, and we're just going to start to take some circles with the ankle. One way and then the other way. Gently releasing that right foot to the ground. This time the left foot's going to go up towards the sky. And then bend that bend the left knee. And then left foot's going to come to the right knee. Again, option to keep the knees together, or you can just let that left, you're going to bounce the left hip out first so it's nice and relaxed. And then when you're ready, release the hands and then let the left foot fall to the right. Gaze goes to the left this time. And you might notice that one side's different than the other. Just again, continuing to be curious with the body and where we're holding the tension today. Close down the eyes if they've opened. And again, let's see what we can do with that left hip. So take a deep breath in. At the top, hold your breath, but relax the eyelids, relax the forehead. And then in the exhale, I want you to relax that left hip. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Completely relax the hips on the exhale. Take 2 more rounds. Deep inhale, exhale here. And then only when you're ready, no rush. You're going to bring the head back to neutral first of all, and then just use the hands if you need to bring that left knee back. And then this time we're going to hug the knees in and just start to rock from side to side again. So massaging the lower back. And then when you're ready, I want you to roll over onto your left side. Coming into hugging the knees in towards the chest. And then using the hands, you're going to push yourself back up to a seated position. We're going to come to a supported twist. So if you don't want to use cushions, you don't need to. You can do this just without cushions. The legs are going to stay where they were. So when we were in fetal position lay down, the knees are going to stay there in line with the hip. If you don't want cushions, then you're just going to twist the body to the left. Keep the legs where they are and just lower the chest towards the ground. You might not have the flexibility for that today. So if you don't, then just starting to stack some cushions. This is actually, with cushions, a lot more restorative as well. We're a lot more supported by the cushions, so we can get a lot more from it. So keeping the legs where they are. If there's any discomfort in the legs, then you can feel free to kind of change them around as you need to. The idea is that the legs are going to the left, and then the chest is going to twist to the can't talk today, to the floor. Hands are going to come either side of the cushions, and then just walk your way down. So imagining that you've got a nice straight spine and you want to lower the spine towards the cushions. You're going to place your left cheek into the mat. Hands are going to come either side of the cushions. And then see if you can find a place where you can just hold in stillness for a few moments. So like I said, we hold the poses for a little bit longer in yin. So it's really important that you feel comfortable. So taking any adjustments that you need to. Again, acknowledging what we're doing a yin practice to prepare for sleep. So if you want to feel a bit of a deeper stretch, bring the knees a little bit closer towards the chest, or option to even straighten the right leg out in front of the side of the mat, in front of the face. Find a place where you can close the eyes. Imagine the heart is being magnetized towards the ground. Letting it just relax with every exhale. Letting the body be heavy. Letting the breath be fluid. And then option to stay there if the neck feels comfortable, or option to inhale the head up, and then you're going to exhale the right cheek into the mat. So you're getting a double twist here. So twist for the neck and then twist for the hips. So releasing the right chin into the cushions, only if that feels comfortable. And then we're really going to use the breath here. So close down the eyes. Inhale deeply for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to hold the breath. And then you're going to slowly exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale out deeply. As you inhale deeply through the nose, I want you to feel the chest rise. Feel that oxygen come through the nose, down to the lungs and the stomach. Hold the breath. Notice that sacred silence as you hold the breath. And then exhale, let the breath go. Take one more round of a deep breath in and out. And then if your right cheek is into the mat, on the inhale, gently bring it up, and you can option to pause for a second with your chin into the cushions to get stretched on the front of the throat. One deep breath. And then using the hands on the next inhale, you're going to gently push yourself backward. And then seeing if you can flip the legs over to do the same on the other side. So you can keep the hips into the ground and just literally flip the legs over so the knees are over to the right this time. Cushions by the right hip. And then you can keep the cushions exactly where they were, but just use your hands to walk yourself down. And again, option to start with the right cheek into the mat. That feels right for the neck. Close down the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. Exhale. Option if you want to double the twist, just take the left cheek to the mat. But just be really careful of the neck. So in yin, we want to be quite nice and gentle and soft. Close down the eyes wherever you are. Take a deep breath in for as long as you can. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale, release. One more, take a deep breath in. Hold at the top. Exhale, release. If the left cheek's in the mat, just gently bringing the chin to the cushions and pausing there for a second. And then on the next inhale, gently using the hands to walk yourself off. And while the cushions are where they are, we're going to keep them there and use them for the next pose. So instead of bringing the knees the other way, this time you're going to bring the knees back to neutral. And then see if you can keep the cushions at the base of the spine. So we're going to come to a heart opener. So butterfly legs is the first option. You can put the soles of your feet together and the knees are going to come either side. You can just bounce the knees to get a little bit of opening in the hips. If that doesn't feel right with the hips, then you can place the feet into the mat width and then let the knees fall into center line. Or you can just place your legs straight down the mat, whichever's best for you. You could even cross your legs in this pose if that feels better. But see if you can find somewhere where your legs can be nice and comfy before we start to lower down to the mat. And then I want you to, before we start to lower down, so we're going to be lowering down onto cushions. If you only got one, see if you can get 2 cushions. If you have only got one, make sure that it's behind the back of the heart. So ladies, that'll be where your bra strap is, or literally imagine the back of your heart space. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall to start with, so hands come to the knees or each side of the body. Make the spine nice and long, and then hands either side of the body. Gently walk yourself back, walk your spine back so that the cushions are going to catch the back of your heart, so that when you come down fully into the cushions, the arms are going to fall either side. The head should be supported to make sure the head isn't suspended. You want the head supported by the cushions as well. And I want you to place your hands away from the body with the palms spaced. Again, find a place where you can be comfortable. There's no point in you sitting in the pose if it's painful or discomfortable or uncomfortable. Take any adjustments that you need. Maybe adjust the legs. And then find the place where you can hold this pose in stillness. So this is a very powerful pose to release any tension from the heart space. So finding a place of stillness. Close down the eyes. And we're going to just check in with what this pose is doing for us. So wherever your legs are, maybe you're in butterfly, you're getting a nice opening in the hips. If the feet are wide and knees are together, the hips are still having a nice restorative pose. If the legs are straight, either way, the legs having a nice restful pose, a restorative pose. And then with the cushions behind the back of the heart, the back is completely supported by the cushions. The heart is gently higher than the hips. And with the eyes closed, we're just going to gently visualize the sensation of floating above the ground. And if you're not quite there with visualization, don't worry. I want you to just connecting with the breath. And silently repeat to yourself in your mind, my body is heavy and relaxed. My body is heavy and relaxed. My thoughts do not serve me. My body is heavy and relaxed. And if we have any distracting thoughts pulling for our attention, see if you can just softly and gently just let them be. And bring the awareness back to the heavy body. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. See if you can feel the chest rise. Hold at the top. And then exhale out. Inhaling deeply. Hold. And relax. Seeing if you can follow a rate of breath that suits you. Let your breath lead the body to go a little bit deeper into the pose. And an option, if that feels enough for you, just stay exactly where you are. You want to take it a little bit further. You're going to inhale the hands towards the sky. And then on the exhale, I want you to sweep the hands above the head. On the inhale, you're going to sweep the hands either side like a snow angel. Bring them right back in front of you. So you're kind of doing a little bit of a circle with the arms. The arms are going above the head, not touching the floor, but they're just going to sweep either side of the body, and then they're going to come back up in front of the face. So moving with the breath, just move the arms and the hands in nice big circles. Starting to release any tension around the front and the back of the shoulders. Any defensive tension that we've built up around the heart to protect us from getting hurt. And then if you are moving the hands, I want you to slow the movement down. So as if your hands are moving through treacle or mud, just gently take them nice and slow. One more big circle with the hands sitting above the head, and then release them back down. Releasing both hands towards the ground. Make sure the palms are face down. And if your legs are in butterfly, I want you to bring the knees together. If the feet are wide and the knees are together, just bring the feet back to hip distance. And then I want you to gently use your hands to push yourself up. So first thing you're going to do is you can use your forearms or your hands to push yourself up, making sure there's no pressure on the back of the neck. See if you can come back to a seated position. And then just starting to windscreen out the legs from side to side. So knees are going to go left and right. And then option here to come to the part of the inversion with using a wall or a chair or even cushions if you've not got a wall. So setting up for the final relaxation. If you've got cushions, you're just going to prop them by where the feet are. I'm going to use the wall. So feel free to adapt as you need to. So we're going to come to an inversion so that the feet are going to be higher than the heart. So option to use a cushion behind the back of the neck if that feels okay. Just make sure that if you've got a cushion behind the back of your neck, you're not pushing your chin towards your chest, so you're putting pressure. You want a nice straight spine. And then if you are coming to the wall, you're going to walk your hips towards the wall as close as you can, or a chair. And then laying back into the mat, hands are going to come either side of the body with the palms faced up. And for now, we're just going to place the feet onto the wall. If you're doing it with a chair, then just place the feet onto the chair. If you're doing it with cushions, just place the cushions underneath the back of the thighs or the calves, just so that the legs are very slightly higher. You can even just inhale your knees towards your chest. And then I want you to start to straighten the legs up the wall. Find a place where the heels can be completely relaxed into the chair or the wall. Hands are going to come either side of the body with the palms faced up. Close down the eyes. And then I want you to start to visualize any energy around the right big toe, the toenail, the base of the toe, the knuckle. Starting to feel any sensations in the right little toe, the side, the outside. And then just noticing any sensations in the right foot as a whole. Making your way down to the right heel. Just bringing your awareness as if you're scanning a torchlight on the right foot. Notice how it feels. Notice any sensations in the right calf, the right knee, and the right thigh. Making sure you've not forgot to connect with the breath. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. As you continue to breathe, see if you can bring your awareness to the left big toe, the toenail, the knuckle, the bottom of the toe. So with the eyes closed, we're just bringing our awareness now to the little left toe. And then the whole of the left foot. Any sensations, maybe the temperature. Bringing your awareness to the left calf, the left knee, and the left thigh. And then option to stay there if that feels enough for you. If you want to, you're going to cross your right foot over your left foot. The legs are crossed over each other. Hold there for 2 deep breaths. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then gently swap into the right foot comes back to the wall of the chair, and then the left foot crosses over the right foot. 2 deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And then after the next exhale, gently releasing the feet. This time we're going to walk the feet away from each other. So if you're laid down on the mat with cushions, just separating the feet. If your feet are on a chair, just gently walking the feet away from each other. We want to get to a point where we can start to feel the stretch on the inner of the thighs. So seeing how far you can take it. And then find a point where you can feel a bit of a stretch in the inner thighs. But you can just gently relax and hold in stillness for a few moments. Close the eyes. See if you can let the legs be heavy, especially if you're against the wall or the cushions, knowing they're fully supported. Using the breath here to relax the hips on the exhale. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale out. And then gently walk the feet back together to meet each other. And then you're going to inhale the knees towards the chest. Just gently rock from side to side so we can just reset the spine. And then straighten the legs once more up the wall or maybe the chair or maybe just on top of cushions. But this time we're going to keep the legs together. So squeeze the thighs together, squeeze the knees together. Imagine your legs are kind of one entity, one nice long trunk. And then just gently soften if you're squeezing the thighs together. I want you to point the toes as much as you can. And then I want you to flex the feet. So point the toes, feel the stretch on the top of the foot, and then flex the feet. Feel the stretch in the back of the calf. You can use your breath here, so you can inhale, flex, point, exhale, flex. Taking a couple more of these. And then on the next inhale, gently bring your knees to your chest, but this time we're going to hook the knees in to see if you can get your forearms around the front of the knees. If not, hands can come to the knees. I want you to squeeze your knees to the chest as much as you can. And then gently release. Rocking over onto the left. And then gently pushing yourself back up. And then setting yourself up for final relaxation. I'm going to suggest that this evening in relaxation you use 2 points of contact into the floor. Sorry, 2 points of support. So if you've got cushions or bolsters, whatever you've got, I'm going to suggest that you use one in the back of the head, back of the neck, and then one into the back of the knees. So breaking up the points of contact into the floor, something behind the back of the knees so the legs can completely relax, and then something behind the back of the shoulders or the neck, so the top, kind of the top of the shoulders and the base of the neck will feel nice and relaxed. And in Shavasana, making sure the feet are mat width distance and the toes are falling out either side. Palms are either side of the body, but I want you to walk them away from the body. And then again, see if you need to walk your shoulders away from the ears so you've got a nice long spine. So making any adjustments that you need to. Find your place of stillness for Shavasana. I'm going to do this from seated so that I can talk to you. But I fully expect nobody is going to be talking back to me because you're all too zen in Shavasana. So with the intention of tonight's practice being focused on setting ourselves up for that nice kind of sleepy, relaxed feeling, I want you to make sure that you're taking any adjustments that you need to. So if you need to go and grab a pair of socks, you need to grab a blanket, if you want to put the light off, you've got plenty of time to do that and still enjoy Shavasana. And then finding your place of stillness in Shavasana, making sure the eyes are closed. And then we're going to work on setting ourselves up for the true purpose of Shavasana, which is to let go. So let go of any negative energy that no longer serves us. Let go of any anxious thoughts. Let go of any thoughts of the future or the past. And also just let go of any need to do anything in this moment. So letting the breath continue at a natural pace. We've controlled the breath a lot this evening, so I want you to just completely let the breath go. Let the body take over the natural breath. I want you to squeeze your hands into fists and squeeze them as tight as you can. Hold that, really squeezing all the fingers together as tight as you can. 3 more seconds. And then I want you to release the hands. Let the fingers, the back of the hands, bent fingers be completely relaxed into the mat. Next, I want you to shrug your shoulders up towards your ears as much as you can without causing any pain. Hold there for 3 seconds. And then let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Next, I want you to scrunch your eyes up as if you're trying to block out any light. Scrunch them as hard as you can for 3 seconds. And then relax the eyes, relax the forehead. Next, I want you to just squeeze your knees as if you're locking your knees out. Squeeze them as much as you can for 3 seconds. Gently release. Giving yourself permission to fully rest in Shavasana. Bringing any awareness that you have to the body. Acknowledging the power of Shavasana, and the aim of Shavasana is to reap the rewards and the benefits of the yoga practice. So the moves that we do are all preparing for this pose, so that your body can be in a place of complete stillness, where we can heal from any physical or emotional issues that we have going on in the body. We can let go of any negative tension that the body is holding physically. And we can start to cultivate that feeling of stillness and peace that is within every single one of us. So with the eyes nice and heavy, nice and closed, make sure that the eyelids and the eyebrows are nice and relaxed. Gently put a little gap in between the teeth so the jaw is nice and relaxed. Relax the tongue. Relax the ears, back of the neck, the front of the neck and the throat. Relax the shoulders. Imagine the back of the shoulders just gently melting into the ground a little bit more. And then seeing if you can just gently relax the area around the belly button. You'll feel a natural inhale, exhale throughout the stomach. Just seeing if you can really turn off any tension in the stomach. We're going to do that by just gently reminding ourselves silently in our minds, my body is completely relaxed. I let go of any negative tension or thoughts. My body is relaxed. Working down towards the hips, the pelvis. Relaxing the left leg and the right leg. I want you to start to notice the points of contact with the body into the floor, so the cushions or the earth. Knowing you're fully supported by the earth. Reflecting on the concept of letting go. Let go of ways you thought life would unfold. The holding of plans or dreams or expectations, let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you, the choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy that you long for. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Enjoying the last few moments of Shavasana. Just gently bring to your awareness any negative energy you feel you're holding that you maybe don't talk about, maybe try and suppress, or maybe just assume that it's natural energy that you can't let go of. Giving yourself full permission to let go of anything that no longer serves you. Let go of anything you feel is holding you back. And especially at the moment with the pandemic, letting go of what we think that life should look like. And welcoming in the reality of what our life is like at the moment. And embracing practices such as yin to ease the tide. As we did before at the start of Shavasana, I want you to scrunch your hands up into fists. Really squeeze the fingers in for 3 seconds. And then release. Bringing your shoulders up towards your ears. Squeeze the shoulders up nice and high for 3 seconds. And then release. Squint the eyes nice and close as if you're trying to trap out any bits of light. 3 seconds. And then release. Lock the knees, maybe engage the calves and the thigh. 3 seconds. And then as you release, start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe just start to bounce the legs onto the floor. The back of the thighs, back of the calves. And then option to finish here if that feels right for you this evening. Take the opportunity to do what the body is asking for. Otherwise, you're going to roll over onto your right side. Use the hands and then gently push up and meet me in a seated position. So I'm finished sitting on a bolster this evening, but just finding a comfortable seated position for you to finish the practice in. And just starting to bring your awareness back to the room. So maybe take any intuitive movements, maybe some rolls of the shoulder, maybe a nod of the head, yes and no. And then I want you to bring your hands to prayer at heart center. And then on the inhale, we're going to reach the hands up towards the sky in prayer. And then on the exhale, bring it back down to the heart. Keep the hands together in prayer. On the inhale, reach up. Exhale down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. One more, then we're going to hold. So on the inhale, take the hands up, prayer above the head. Hold the breath at the top. Feel the ribs starting to tense up as you hold that breath in. And then exhale, slowly bring them hands back down to the heart. Keeping the eyes closed, we're going to finish with a quick breathing meditation. I want you to very slowly take a deep inhale in through the nose. Keep the eyes closed and start to visualize the breath going straight from the nose to the heart. So in through the throat, directly to the heart. And then on the exhale, I want you to open your mouth and release any negative tension. So on the inhale, we're going to slowly take the breath in through the nose. Imagine a gold thread going from the nose down the throat to the heart. On the exhale, you're going to open your mouth and you're just going to let anything no longer serves you just go from the body. Inhale nice and slow through the nose. Visualize that gold energy going straight to the heart. Exhale through the mouth and let the shoulders be heavy. Inhale through the nose. That gold thread all the way to the heart. As you exhale through the mouth, just relax the throat. Inhale, that gold energy through the nose right to the heart space. Open the mouth. Exhale it out. One last one, and we're going to hold. Inhale through the nose for as long as you can, imagining that gold light of energy right through the heart. When you feel as if you can't take any more breath in, you're going to sip one last bit of breath in. Always a little bit of room for more. Hold the breath. Notice the sacred silence. And then exhale, release. Gently lowering your gaze towards your hands. I want you to reflect back on your intention that you set at the start of class. So knowing that everyone's yoga journey is different, everyone is working with different physical and emotional issues. Just being grateful to yourself for setting yourself that intention at the start of class. Being grateful to yourself for spending 60 minutes on a Sunday evening. And hopefully your body will pay you back in abundance by having a deeply relaxing sleep this evening. Gently bowing your head and your hands to the practice of yoga, the energy of each other. And as we all continue to work through this together, just knowing that the breath is always there for you. Namaste. Namaste.